Pakistan stands at a dangerous crossroads once again. The military's iron fist tightens as the nation teeters on the brink of chaos. History is screaming a warning. When the army calls the shots, democracy dies. Democracy has always been consumed by dictatorship. Pakistan's political history reads like a script written by generals. The barracks have always cast a long, chilling shadow over Islamabad's corridors of power. And today, as the country reels from war, economic collapse and political chaos, a very similar question echoes. Will there be a coup in Pakistan again? Pakistan's newly minted Field Marshal Munir has emerged from the battlefield battered and bruised. Under his command, Pakistani armed forces suffered heavy damages inflicted by the Indian military. But now, he has been elevated into the rarest military rank in the country's history. The question on every Pakistani's mind: is Pakistan once again walking into the shadows of a military coup? History offers a chilling reminder. In 1958, Ayub Khan overthrew a democratically elected government and installed himself as a military ruler, becoming Pakistan's first dictator. The coup was bloodless, but its consequences were far-reaching. Civilian rule became ornamental, power wore a uniform. Ayub Khan lost the 1965 war, but self-promoted himself and became the first field marshal. And decades later, the cycle repeated. Musharraf orchestrated the Kargil misadventure. The Pakistani military suffered a humiliating defeat. Indian forces expelled Pakistani soldiers and captured every inch of their land. What does Musharraf do? He overthrew Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. The script was quite similar. Escalate tensions, exploit chaos, and walk into power draped in nationalistic fervor. The Kargil conflict may have ended in a failure for Pakistan, but for Musharraf, like Ayub, was rewarded at home. And here, in 2025, another general, another war, another defeat. But the army chief has added a new feather to his cap: Field Marshal Munir, the second in Pakistan's history to hold the title after Ayub. Remember, the Pahalgam terror attack happened under Munir's watch. Critics assert he pushed Pakistan into the mess and has now been rewarded with a title that knows no term limits. There's no age set for the field marshal. In other words, the crown is for life. What comes next? Civilian leadership taking orders from Rawalpindi again? Heads I win, tails you lose seems to be the Pakistan Army's motto. Democracy in Pakistan has long been conditional, permitted, not protected. With Munir's elevation, a new chapter begins, or is it just an old story retold, with sharper edges and darker undertones? Will there be a coup again? History does repeat itself in Pakistan, albeit it marches in circles with boots. Could you possibly imagine a world without the internet? Well, a section of youth in the United Kingdom seem to be aspiring just that, wondering where this Wi-Fi is not just weak, but non-existent to begin with. A new UK-based survey says almost half of young people would rather live in a world where the internet does not exist at all. The research reveals that nearly 70% of 16 to 21-year-olds feel worse about themselves after spending time on social media. Interestingly, almost 50% have vouched to support a digital curfew, self-imposed that too, that would restrict their access to certain apps and sites past 10 p.m. While 46% said that they would rather be young and free in a world without the internet altogether. 42% admitted to lying to their parents about what they do online. All in all, the study conducted by the British Standards Institution paints a rather worrying picture of how the youth perceive their online experiences, which clearly impacts their perception of themselves. This adds up given the slew of countries such as Australia and New Zealand, which either have already banned or seeking to ban social media apps. For those under 16, as a means to regulate the reach of digital content, and these findings are only timely because the UK government considers potential measures to regulate social media use among young people, such as mandatory cut-off times for certain apps, among others. However, is it enough? Perhaps not, as experts argue that while a digital curfew could be helpful in certain ways, it isn't a foolproof measure to protect the young from the risks they face online. They further say it is upon companies and government to ensure that the young are using much safer and less addictive sites. The online world and the hyper-connectivity most of the current generation thrives on comes with its own long-term effects. And while the law of disconnection or detachment is real, realistic steps such as limited screen time and measured and selective use can be the way forward. Today on World Bee Day, we celebrate one of nature's most important workers, the bee. These tiny pollinators play a huge role in our food systems, biodiversity and the health of our planet. But their survival is under serious threat, and not just from habitat loss or pesticides. Two modern dangers are emerging as unexpected enemies of bees: war and microplastics. This also includes the war in Ukraine, which has forced countries to grow fewer crop types, leaving pollinators without diverse food throughout the season. Loud blasts also disrupt the bee navigation, while smoke and pollutants from burning fuel and debris contaminate the air and plants the bees depend on. The report named Emerging Threats and Opportunities for Conservation of Global Pollinators identified 12 new threats that could accelerate pollinator losses within the next decade. The research found microplastic particles contaminating beehives across Europe. Other revelations include artificial light from street lamps, which has been found to reduce flower visits by nocturnal pollinators by 62%. The study also shows that antibiotics used in agriculture can potentially reach the beehives, further impacting bee behavior and health. Thus, identifying new threats and finding ways to protect pollinators, which is early, is a key to prevent further major declines. According to experts, this is not just a conservation issue because pollinators are central to our food systems, climate resilience and economic security. The bottom line is this: protecting pollinators means protecting ourselves, and there are various ways to do that. To name some: number one, stronger laws limiting antibiotic pollution, transitioning to electric vehicles, reduce air pollution, and finally, breeding crops with enhanced pollen and nectar. A travel vlogger, social media fame, and an expelled official from the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi. All of it is now under the scanner in the ongoing probe into the Pakistan spy network that has been busted by India. Last night, we told you about the arrest of Jyoti Malhotra, the travel vlogger arrested for allegedly spying for Pakistan. And today, one of her videos shot at the Pakistan High Commission is at the center of the storm. The reason? It features a Pakistan official named Danish, now identified as the Pakistani diplomat expelled by India earlier this month. For, and I'm quoting here, indulging in activities not in keeping with his official status. So who is Danish? Reports say his name is Ehsan-ur-Rahim, and that he was a staffer at the Pakistan High Commission. On May 13th, he was reportedly declared persona non grata by India and ordered to leave the country within 24 hours. The Minister of External Affairs released a brief but pointed statement on the matter without divulging specific details of his alleged misconduct. It is now emerging through multiple reports that Danish may have been more than just a diplomat. As for the video in question, it was uploaded on March 30th last year. In the video, Jyoti Malhotra, the woman at the center of the spy network, is seen attending an iftar party at the Pakistani High Commission. She is seen greeting Danish warmly, She talks to other guests and is later introduced to Danish's wife, all of which suggests a long-standing friendliness between the two. From her own narration, this was not her first visit. In fact, she mentions that this was possibly her third or fourth time at the Pakistan High Commission. She tells Danish and his wife, "You should come and experience hospitality in our village. It's very same." For the record, she's referring to Hisar, Haryana. She also asks multiple officials, including some from China, for visas. All of this is on camera, perhaps in her vlogging style. What's notable here is how several characters now surfacing in this investigation seem to be revolving around Danish. According to some reports, Danish not only helped Jyoti Malhotra with her visa extension, he also arranged her a homestay. And now, here's the key issue. Danish, it seems, also reportedly introduced Jyoti to two other suspected handlers, Shakir and Rana Shehbaz. We know this, that Jyoti Malhotra was in regular contact with Pakistani intelligence operatives. She reportedly communicated with them using WhatsApp, Telegram and Snapchat, all platforms known for encrypted messaging. The police have told reporters that she has confessed to her role and the fact that her travel history includes 4 visits to Pakistan. Her first was in 2023, reportedly arranged through Pakistani High Commission agents. Her second one was just 2 months ago. According to Hisar SP Shashank Kumar Sawan, Jyoti has admitted to being in contact with the said Pakistani officer stationed at the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi. And that's during the 4-day conflict between India and Pakistan. And the FIR lodged in the case on May 16 says that it was Danish's aide, Ali Ehwan, who arranged her stay in Pakistan about 2 years ago. Reports say that in custody, Jyoti has admitted that Danish's associate, Ali Ehwan, arranged her meeting with Pakistani security and intelligence officials. She has also reportedly admitted to meeting Shakir and Rana Shehbaz. She reportedly took Shakir's mobile number and saved it in her phone under the name of Jat Randhawa to avoid any kind of suspicion. She's confessed to then travelling back to India, remaining in constant touch with all the above people and sharing information. It's important to clarify here that the investigation is still ongoing. But several aspects are now under scrutiny. Her repeated visits to Pakistan, the warmth and access she appeared to have within the High Commission, her interaction with Danish, now linked to a potential intelligence leak in Punjab, and whether content promoting Pakistan was a part of a broader narrative directed by handlers. Each of these threads, all of this, is now being examined. None of it at this point amounts to a definitive charge, but it has placed Malhotra and those connected to her under the scanner. The charges are serious, and while the arrest and expulsions have certainly raised eyebrows, the coming day will likely reveal more. As far as things go, at the center of it all is Danish. He may rather turn out to be a key figure in what is increasingly looking like a complex spy network.